one that you're already getting, and one that will take the place of COLA as time rolls on. So those are the questions that were printed out for me, but I'll be happy to take other questions now. Yes, sir.
You didn't mention very much about American Samoa. They're on a non-form post differential. Is that equate to COLA for the purposes of the calculation?
Yeah, the question was about American Samoa and what's going to happen there, and what's the relationship with post differential. Post differential is authorized for a number of areas. American Samoa, I believe, is one of them. Guam is another. The sum of post differential and COLA cannot exceed 25%. So in the case of Guam, they don't get post differential because their COLA was already 25%. But as COLA comes down, post differential could be paid. Again, as long as the total is not more than 25%. Ditto in American Samoa, they do not get COLA now. They have not gotten locality pay before now. They will get locality pay in the future, in January. And any post differential that's being paid there could continue to be paid. There won't be any relationship between post differential and locality pay, only post differential and COLA.
So they'll continue to get a post differential?
If they get it now.
And then just phase in?
Phase in locality pay. So they weren't a COLA area before, but they will get locality pay. So we're extending locality pay to all the territories where they were getting COLA or not. Any other? Yes, sir.
What's the website? Slides are on.
Next slide.
Next slide. Go to the next slide, please. Well, it's that website. I believe they will be in a couple of places. They will be on OPM's website, and that's www.opm.gov. And they'll go to the search box and search for COLA, and it should pop right up. Will they be on the FEB website? They're on the FEB website now, and what is that website?
So if you look at, tell them to look at the front of their brochure.
The front of your brochure has the website for the FEB. You don't have a brochure? Sneak a look at your neighbors.
We're trying to get a few copies of the website that we had. There's supposed to be a slide that gives you Senator Akaka's website and OPM's website, but it's apparently not on that version, but we're going to make a few copies. Senator Akaka's is just akaka.senate.gov, and there's a big COLA update button right over to the left. It should be pretty easy to find, and like they said, the Federal Executive Board also has a lot of information on their website.
Okay, yes, sir, again.
How do we handle out-of-area recruiting?
Out-of-area recruiting in what way?
For the main, I understand that we're grandfathered. Those that were in place on the 29th when the bill was signed are grandfathered. So we'll retain that 25% or greater. It will be 25% until the locality pay gets over 25%.
Okay, let me explain that. The COLA is frozen at 25, as in that will be where it's frozen. That's where it'll come down from. So you won't retain a 25% COLA because as locality pay comes in, it'll drop. Now, the question about grandfather. You're not grandfathered. New hires will be treated just the same as you. The only group that's kind of grandfathered is SESs and SLs, STs. And they've got to be in place on the day the law takes effect. But everybody else, if you hire somebody from, the mainland, they will be treated just like you are working here. That was a key part of the bill, and we worked hard to make sure that the person that you're working next to is being treated the same as you are. Yes?
We go, when you're done typing in the website, like go back one slide. While they're doing that, I have a couple other questions. You said that COLA will not go away entirely until the locality pay reaches, until the COLA becomes 65% of the locality pay.
Correct.
So that's just a really long way of saying that the COLA won't go away until locality pay hits a around 39%, does that sound about?
That's about right.
Okay.
Yeah, 38, 39%.
Okay. You said that the buyback was only available for 3 years. Is it available for the 4th year to buy back the 1st year? In other words, at that point, if you retire 4 years from now, your first of your high 3 would still be under the old system. Will it continue to be available then?
No, it's only good that first 3 years. So
So in other words, if you're retired after 4 years, you actually sustain a penalty?
no. And I honestly, I don't believe that. You would still get the benefit of any increase in locality pay that happened in that 4th year, any increase in the base general schedule that happened in that year. And in fact, the longer you work, the bigger your pension gets. So I don't believe that it would be correct to say that there's a penalty, because it's not a penalty.
Okay, I understand that you get the benefit of the 4th year, but what about the 2nd? Because if you retire in 4 years, your benefit would be based on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year.
I understand.
The 3rd year, you would be paying the full, you get paid the full locality pay as the 4th. But on the 2nd, you only be getting paid 2/3.
2/3, that's correct. And that's again, the bill was costed under these provisions, and
Yeah,
that's just
I
the
mean-
way it is. Okay.
Can we go back on slide, please? The 3.32% there, before we go out and spend it on Christmas presents, part of that will go to pay the taxes on the locality pay, is that not?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right, and then my last question is, do you have any idea when the decision will be made on what the locality pay is for Hawaii?
The Federal Salary Council typically meets in September.
Well, that's a good answer to the question of when the people are going to meet, but my question
That's-
was, when will it be determined? When will we
In Sep-
know what the locality pay
In
is?
September. When the Federal Salary Council meets, they will look at the data that Bureau of Labor Statistics provides, and they will make a recommendation to the President's agent at that time of what that locality pay rate ought to be. So the first year, everybody knows what it's going to be. It's going to be the rest of the United States rate everywhere. But for year 2, we won't know till September, October of next year.
For those of you who have questions, please step to one of the 2 microphones so that everyone can hear your question. Unless you're way far, you can raise your hand. I'll come be like Oprah and run to you.
Okay, there was, yes, sir. You want to step up to a mic somewhere, or?